Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Off-Farm Income Podcast. Hey, glad to have you with us here again today on our YouTube channel. Well, hey, we're keeping it in Idaho today. I'm in Idaho, and I get to interview a young man from American Falls, Idaho. Juan Ramirez is joining us. He's going to be talking to us about just obtaining an apprenticeship to go into diesel mechanics, as well as being nominated for a state proficiency award and all the different work and projects that he has been doing in farming over the last 4 years of the FFA. Thank you for joining us for episode number 853, and we'll get that started for you right now. Joining me today is Juan Ramirez, and he is coming to us from American Falls High School in American Falls, Idaho. And he is, well, he's a graduated senior now, and he has been serving as his chapter's treasurer. And he's got a very interesting placement SAE we're going to talk about in terms of welding and fabrication, as well as being a state finalist for a proficiency award in placement and doing some really cool projects. So Juan, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, you bet. I appreciate the effort of getting down to your high school so we could do this on Zoom. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, no problem. I thought it'd just be better.
Okay. So I'm actually over in Kuna, Idaho. Do you know where Kuna is?
Pretty far away.
Yeah, I am the other side of the state from you. How are things in American Falls today? Is it windy?
It's really rainy.
Oh, is it raining over there today?
It's really rainy. Not much wind, but lots of rain.
Okay.
Yeah.
What a switch. Every time I've been in American Falls, it is windy.
Yeah, that never quits.
Well, let's do this. I'd love to ask you just a few questions about you before we jump into this. Is that all right with you if we kind of let the audience get to know who you are?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, how old are you now?
I'm 18.
18. Okay. And so have you obviously we're in the same state, so I know your situation. So you haven't been in school for about 6-7 weeks, right?
Yeah, I haven't been in school for quite a while. But
how has FFA been working for you during that time? What have you been doing?
Haven't been really much involved in FFA throughout the past 7 weeks.
Uh-huh.
I do come in here every once in a while, check in with my advisors, make sure we don't got anything going on, or if we need to do something, then we should plan ahead for it.
Sure. Okay, good. Well, very good. And now, how long have you been part of the FFA?
I've been part of FFA since my freshman year of high school. I wasn't really looking forward into doing FFA, but I did a lot of the leadership classes, and I was like, well, this is kind of fun. I'll test out the waters and see how this goes.
Okay, very cool. Well, you've been doing it for 4 years, so obviously something must have worked out.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of got to meet a lot of new people. Everyone's great to work with, and everything. Mm-hmm. Everything's just awesome.
Great. Well, so we're going to air this episode, let's see, July 13th, which is a Monday. So by then, you will have been graduated, you'll have been done, and you'll be moving on to your next venture.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now, how is graduation going to work for you this year? Is there going to be something online? Are you doing a late graduation, or maybe nothing at all?
What we're doing, I guess the school's planning on having a graduation on the football field.
Okay.
We'll be allowed to have, I think, at least 4 people there.
Oh, good.
Family. So it's not going to be as bad. It'll be, kind of close to normal graduation, but not really. But it's still something better than, doing it online and not being able to, have the real experience of it.
I agree. Well, good. I'm happy for you that gets to happen then. That's wonderful.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad they made something up for us.
Good. And when is that going to take place?
It's going to happen this Saturday, May 30th.
Okay. And so everybody knows I record my episodes a little bit ahead of time with my FFA students. So by the time they hear this, you will have gone through the graduation and enjoyed all that.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. Well, so tell us about home life. Do you live on a farm? Do you live in town, or maybe something like in the middle of those two?
I live out of town. I live on a farm where my dad works on. So we live on Wada Farms is where he works.
Okay.
I worked there with my dad for like about 3 years.
Okay.
before I moved to my current job I have now.
Okay. Very good. So, farming in American Falls, I'm assuming if it's row crop farming, it's sugar beets and potatoes. Am I right about that? Maybe wheat?
Yeah, sugar beets, potatoes, wheat, a little bit of alfalfa.
Okay.
And yeah, that's about it.
Okay. A little bit of alfalfa. So if you have you ever done there's a drive you can do on dirt roads from American Falls if you go west and you stay north of Interstate 84 or 86, whichever it is there. It takes you out into the lava flows like the Crystal Ice Caves in that area out there. Have you ever done that?
No, I haven't. Every time I want to go, well, every time my family goes, I'm always stuck working. So that's just
Okay.
how it is, I guess.
Well, if you do that and you go across the lava flow out there, and everybody listening who's not familiar with southern Idaho, we've got a couple lava flows across the Snake River Plain, and they're very, very interesting areas. But if you do that, you go across the lava flow out by a place we call Crystal Ice Caves, where there's actually ice down in the caves year round. You go over that, you come to an area we call Bear Trap Cave, which is a huge cave. It's a lava tube. Split Butte, which is an old lava cone out there. Just past that is a ranch that I used to work on as herdsman, at a cattle ranch. So actually,
Oh, really?
yeah, it's only about 25, 30 miles from American Falls
Yeah, it's not much.
as the crow flies. Through the dirt roads a little further, but I've done that before. It's interesting.
Oh, that sounds like fun. I need to do
Yeah,
that.
it's an adventure. Well, that is great. Well, I was reading an article about you and your proficiency nomination and everything you've got going on. And my goodness, in terms of projects, in terms of working, I mean, you are a busy, busy young man. You have been working a lot and doing a lot of projects.
Yeah, it's really difficult kind of balancing them, but I guess you learn to do that as time goes on.
Yeah,
I really love doing all these projects, working and all that fun stuff, but
hmm
it does get in the way of you and your family sometimes. But
sure.
you make days for that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And I think in the article I was reading, when you finished with your projects, you still didn't get to go home yet. You were going out at 7 or 8 in the evening and moving sprinkler pipe every night. I think I read.
Yeah. I currently right now, I do school from the morning till 3 o'clock, and then I go to work from 3 o'clock to 6, and from 6 to like 9, I move pipe. So it's right now it's pretty calm, but the few months ago, actually, when we first started doing our Willow Bay projects,
hmm
that's when it was the most busy because I'd come to school all day, go straight to work, and then go straight to my other work. And
Yeah.
that's kind of like, it was a lot. If I didn't have to go to work in the afternoon, I'd stay at school, do as much as I could during that project with my teacher, and
Uh-huh.
try to get as much done as we can.
So I move a bit of sprinkler pipe on my farm, but I'm sure not as much as you. When I was down there in Minidoka, just the other side of the lava from you, I was moving sprinkler pipe there too. So I understand the job, but there's a lot of people who listen to my show around the country that don't understand what we're talking about when we talk about moving sprinkler pipe. So you're moving what, 4-inch diameter aluminum sprinkler pipe pieces? Is that right?
Yeah, that, and I'm moving wheel lines as well.
Okay.
Wheel lines aren't as hard as pipe.
Right.
You don't got to carry them all over the place.
So the 4-inch sprinkler pipes, those are going to be in 40-foot lengths, and you've got to disassemble them, pick them up, move them, and reassemble them to the new spot so you can spread the water over the field.
Yeah, exactly, and it's pretty difficult because if you don't got a system set up, and you got to carry the pipe all across the field, and
Yeah.
that's not very fun.
No, that's not fun. And then
Get creative when you got time.
yeah, I bet. And then the wheel line, of course, it's got a motorized mover on it, generally, which once you drain that wheel line, it's all connected. It stays connected. You turn on the mover, and it'll actually move it 40 feet ahead or however far you want to go. And then you hook it up to the next riser, and then you irrigate that area of the field.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, very good. So you're moving pipe 3 hours an evening. So on how many acres are you responsible for irrigating?
No, I don't really do much. I just do. I think it's like I move 6 wheel lines. I'm not
Okay.
sure how much acres it is, but
Okay.
the field isn't much wide, but it is pretty long.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, let's do this. I would love to acknowledge your either, I don't know how many FFA advisors you have, but however many you have, let's mention those folks and let everybody know who they are.
I have 3 FFA advisors. Their name is Mark Badia, Courtney Nickram, and Daniel Hikla. Daniel Hikla is my welding instructor. Ms. Nickram's my vet instructor, and Mr. Badia is my, I guess, leadership instructor, like speaking, helping me with my voice and all that.
Right. Well, I keep the gentleman that helped get the computer going. Is that one of your FFA advisors?
Yeah, somewhere.
I keep seeing him. I keep seeing him
cool.
walk in the background there. Okay. Well, thank you so much for acknowledging your FFA advisors. Really appreciate that, Juan. And I want to take a moment just to acknowledge a couple great sponsors we have on this show. Everybody, of course, I want to talk about Lacrosse Footwear. You can find them at lacrossefootwear.com. And I always love mentioning lacrosse during our FFA episodes because they are so proud to support the FFA by annually sponsoring 15 scholarships along with 100 jackets as part of the Give the Gift of Blue program. We, of course, use their Alpha Range boots here on our farm for the aforementioned irrigation. And I wear them every day of the year, whether I'm feeding in the winter or irrigating in the summer. I always got my Lacrosse Alpha Range boots on. We hope you'll do the same, and you can find them at lacrossefootwear.com. And then, of course, Powder River Livestock Handling, everybody. Powder River Livestock Handling Equipment. I see Juan shaking his head there. He must be familiar. But we use Powder River. We have a squeeze chute and their livestock panels here on our farm to handle our cattle. And I've been down to see how they manufacture them. And they're developed out here in the West with some of the wildest cattle you'll ever work with. And if they can work on those cattle, they can certainly work on the cattle in your herd to keep everybody as stress-free and as safe as possible when working with these large livestock. So check them out over at powderriver.com. All right, well, Juan, I saw you shaking your head, so you must work with cattle every now and then.
Not really. I work at a Bingham Co-op.
Okay.
It's a country store, and we carry a lot of their Powder River stuff.
A lot of Powder River.
It's it's pretty nice stuff. It's just really expensive. But, it's great quality work though. Like I have a lot of the farm ranchers around there use their gates and everything, and they tell me they hold up pretty well.
Yeah, they certainly do. You as a welder, you'd appreciate it. I got to tour their facility down in Utah and see how they do all the welding and powder coating and all of that. It's very interesting, but they do a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys probably sell my other sponsor stuff there too. You probably sell Lacrosse rubber boots, I bet.
Yeah, we do. We do as well. Yeah. Okay. I actually wear those when I go move some pride.
So that's your choice for your irrigation responsibilities as well.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. Well, that's great. See, and we never talked about this before. This is just spontaneous. That's great. Yeah. That is awesome. Well, Juan, let's talk about what you've been doing for your supervised agricultural experience. Can you tell us what that's been?
My SAE? I've been working at Bingham Co-op for about a year and a half now. Okay. And what I've been doing was I work with a lot of farmers and ranchers. So I have a lot of customers coming in wanting feed, propane, if not, like just a bunch of different stuff that a lot of farmers need. And with that job, you kind of need to know what the differences are in feed and what you want to feed to this horse or what you want to feed to that horse, different type of salt blocks, whether, I don't know, over here in American Falls, there's a lot of selenium needed.
Okay.
Cattle and horses that just because we don't have enough of it over here. So we go through a lot of selenium pretty fast. But you just need to know the difference between a bunch of the feed and the salt blocks and what the farmer is looking for, and you need to help them, direct them in the direction that fits best for them. Yeah, the
co-op model, I'm very familiar with that, but I'm assuming that people can buy their fertilizer and everything through the co-op, but also they can get their basic farm and ranch needs like Lacrosse rubber boots or like a squeeze chute or minerals or whatever they need for their livestock.
Yeah, and we carry a bunch of different stuff from just flashlights to, like you said, squeeze chutes and all that.
Yeah.
fun stuff.
How did you get started working there?
Actually, it was a year and a half ago. Like I said, I was I got done working at the farm because I only work on Iwata farms. I only work there during the summer,
Uh-huh.
and I was looking for a year-round job. But my uncle, he's actually the manager over there at the agronomy section for CHS, and he helped me get an interview there at Bingham Co-op,
Uh-huh.
and all went successfully. So I got a job there, and I've been working there ever since. Um, I really like working there. You get to meet a lot of new people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't get to do the same thing every day. There's just a lot of
Yeah.
stuff there's to do around there.
Okay. Very cool. So you're learning about the retail side, customer service, and
Mhm.
everything. And I guess you're probably learning a lot about the things that farmers and ranchers spend most of their money on because you see what they repeatedly come in and need to get
Yeah.
done. Yeah, very cool. So you're learning that side. And so what? How many hours a week do you work during school at the co-op?
During school, regularly, I work like 20 hours a week.
Okay.
So it's not much, just from like once I get off school, 3:30 till 6
Okay.
every day. And then I
Okay.
work on the Saturday, Sunday,
Okay. And
all
then
day.
at 6, that's when you're off to irrigate when it's I guess when the season's right for you to be working there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, very good. And now how long have you been doing that job on the farm?
Uh, moving lines.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
any work on the farm, I guess.
oh, I've been working on a farm for Wada Farms for 3 years before I started working at co-op.
Okay.
Just because I worked there during the summer.
Mhm.
I started working there with my dad and my grandpa, and I really liked it. You know, you get to be outside by yourself.
Yeah.
You know, get to enjoy the outside for a long time. You know, there's a bunch of different stuff going on out there that you don't really realize.
Mhm.
Um, it's pretty cool looking at, you know, all your crops and everything grow.
Mhm.
Like, oh, this used to be this, you know, just a
Right.
pile of dirt, and now it's freaking a long piece of corn or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, have your responsibilities there changed over time as you've grown older?
Well, I'm not working there currently because I work with a different farmer. His name is Lamar Isaac.
Okay.
That's who I move the wheel lines for. But at the farm, when I worked there, my responsibilities did, you know, get raised up a little bit. I was allowed to drive trucks,
Mhm.
and I was allowed to drive the farm equipment like the tractors and all that fun stuff. And once I stopped working there, you know, working at co-op, my responsibilities did increase as well.
Mhm.
You know, I was in charge of a lot of the. I got to be in charge of a lot of the, I guess, um, quantity of stuff that came in. Had to,
Okay.
you know, I'd keep everything, make sure we had everything in stock.
So you're doing inventory.
Yeah, inventory. That's what it is. I couldn't
Okay.
find the word for it.
Okay.
Yeah. Responsibilities did increase. Right now, I just basically manage myself. I don't
Mhm.
need anybody to tell me what to do because I know what needs to be done.
Okay.
But yeah.
Oh, very cool. Good for you. Well, so tell me about some of the welding projects that you've been doing with your fellow FFA members.
Well, let's see. Let's start with the very first one. So, my favorite, just because it was my senior project and it came out nice, was we built two bridges for a little runoff canal for a school, our intermediate school.
Okay.
Just because they made their playground down there, so people can go down there and play basketball. When we wanted to make a safe place for the kids to cross the
Okay.
little canal. It's never full, just when there's, you know, it's just a big ditch down there that, you know, you don't want kids to go down there all the
Sure.
time. It would just be better for them to walk around it or over it.
Uh-huh.
But me, my friend Jackson Beck, and my other friend Braden Rouse, us three took up that job, and we made two successful bridges for them. You know, at first it was like a work in progress, you know, trying to
Mhm.
find everything. You know, will this work? Will this work? It was really hard at first, but we had Jackson Beck. He already had experience working at a welding shop,
Mhm.
So he helped a lot through it, just because he learned a lot over working at Double M and our farm fab. I mean,
Okay.
and there's a lot of ups and downs with that, but we got it done. We thought it turned out great.
Good.
It was a really fun project, and from that project, it really helped us learn, and we could apply those skills that we learned from that project to our current ones that we have now. I guess one of the funniest things that we got out of it was we used a flashlight over the table saw. You can see where it's square and the line flashes, or the shadow of the blade hits the metal. That's one of our cool tricks that we use that we learned from that project. But it was really fun, and it was really a lot of time consuming, but it was worth it.
Mm-hmm. So were you cutting some of the metal with a specialized blade on a table saw?
A little bit, kind of. We used actually, I can't remember. The bandsaw is what I meant. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Bandsaw. But the bandsaw, we just used a regular blade on it,
Gotcha.
But it was really fun doing all that stuff.
And are both bridges made of 100% steel or iron or something like that? Okay.
Yeah, steel.
So did you have to weld them in place out there, or did you have something that could haul them out there once they were done?
Right now, we just got to add the wood to it.
Okay.
So they can, walk over it. But we just got them back from painting.
Okay.
So we just need to get that wood on there, and then we can drag them out there.
Okay, gotcha. And so you're getting them painted. Are they getting painted like your school colors?
Yeah, it's actually painted red. I thought they were going to paint it black. I'm like, whoa, this actually looks a lot better.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
Now, you did something with the plasma cutter or something like that as well, didn't you?
Yeah, we actually cut out our names and our school year 2020 and welded them on the bridge.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Actually, we had a class where our welding instructor taught us how to use the plasma machine.
Uh-huh.
And we got to make our own little project and use the plasma machine to cut out our little decoration that we wanted. It was pretty fun.
That's awesome. That is great. Okay, so here you are. By the time this airs, you have graduated. I mean, technically you have right now, but
yeah.
So you're graduated, and so what's coming next for you? What's for you after high school?
So currently, not too long ago, last Friday, I got an interview with diesel mechanics at CHS. And I wanted to work out a deal with them just because I really like that company. It's really been treating me well since I started working there.
Okay.
There's a lot of good benefits and a lot of different stuff like that I really like about it.
Uh-huh.
And I set up an interview with the diesel mechanics over there, and I wanted to make like a little, I can't find the word for it.
Like an internship or apprenticeship?
Yeah, like an internship. Yeah.
Or maybe an apprenticeship?
Apprenticeship. If we could do something like that because I really want to stay in the company, but I want to be a diesel mechanic.
Okay.
And as I further talked with the diesel mechanic, his name's Cody.
Uh-huh.
He told me that there was a need of a diesel mechanic there.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's just him and the guy from Blackfoot. His name's Dana.
Okay.
It was just those two and, a little help from the other people working there. But there was a need of a diesel mechanic, and I'm like, oh, this is a perfect opportunity for me to, give something out to them and maybe have them think about it. Mm-hmm. So we had our interview last Friday, and the more we talked, the more we were excited of having a new, someone new. They were excited having someone new going in and helping them. So right now that I guess the interview went really well. Mm-hmm. So my plans after high school are to transfer over to their agronomy and be a diesel mechanic.
Very cool.
And wait off a year before I go back into school, get some experience first, and then go back into school.
That's awesome. So I want to clarify, you're saying CHS, what does CHS stand for?
Cenex, I forgot what it was called. Cenex
Services.
Harvester
Okay.
Services. Yeah,
Okay. And so that is the Bingham Co-op, is CHS. Is that right?
that's the company. Bingham Co-op is just their store name.
Got it.
You
So
know.
that's their store name, but the store, the Bingham Co-op, is owned by CHS.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Very good. Well, that's exciting. That is really cool. So, if you get to do that and they hire you for that apprenticeship, what kind of stuff, what kind of work will you start with? Like, do you have experience working on diesel engines already, or are you starting from square one?
I don't have any experience working on diesel engines, but I do have a little bit of experience working, on regular cars and stuff like that. So I'm not
Okay.
totally clueless,
Okay.
but I am kind of. But I'm ready to learn.
That is great. So when do you expect to find out if you get to do the apprenticeship?
Oh, I already found out, and I do get to do it.
Oh,
So
congratulations.
it's pretty fun. I'm gonna start in 2 weeks,
Very
so
good.
I'll be transferred over there and then start working with their diesel mechanics there.
That's awesome. Do you get paid during the apprenticeship?
Yes, I do.
Wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's great. Well, Juan, this has been a lot of fun to get to know you and to talk about American Falls and that area I used to live in. And man, you're an impressive young man. You're doing a lot of really cool stuff. I'd love to ask your advice for other students. Here you are. You're kind of at the end of your FFA career. For students who are just coming in and they do have to strike that balance between time with the family, school, work, projects, making money, all that type of stuff. What advice do you have for them to get through these 4 years?
Just don't. I'd say try new things, but don't do too much where you don't have time for anything. Because right now I'm at that point where I just work a lot
Uh-huh.
to where I can't really see my family as much as I want to. But just try new things. Don't overwork yourself. Do what makes you happy. Uh, you know, just go for it and do your best at it.
That's great advice. Well, Juan, thank you so much for joining us today. Really enjoyed having you on the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you for being here, everybody, and thank you to Juan Ramirez for joining us today. As always, enjoy your journey to the ultimate lifestyle business, agriculture.